A new study by the Pew Research Center says less and less people are getting married these days. More than 30% of African Americans older than 25 have never got married. African American women, the divorce rate is nearly double that of white or Hispanic women. And according to blackdemographics.com, the low rate of marriage and high divorce rate in the African American community are decreasing the African American middle class. All right, we're here with one of my favorite couples in the DMV area. Of course, it is the Maats, Aize and Iyana from blackloveandmarriage.com. They have an incredible event that they host right here in D.C. to help people get married and stay together. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
All right, appreciate y'all coming through today. And, the divorce rate is still very high nationwide in the DMV, but you guys are against all that. Y'all have something to say about all that.
Yeah, absolutely. We sure do. We feel like, when it comes to relationships, that it's critical that you invest in yourself and you invest in your family, you invest in a relationship because it helps to sustain the community. And so we feel like, the more time that you put towards improving yourself and improving the quality of how you do life, but also how you improve the quality of how you interact with your boo, then it increases the possibility of success in a relationship.
Okay, I was on your website, blackloveandmarriage.com. You have an incredible list that I just fell in love with. And we're going to do this for the gentlemen and for the ladies. Let's start off with the fellas first.
Okay, sure.
Okay, gentlemen, you are not ready to get married if you've been a player for 364 days a year and you think marriage will miraculously make you monogamous. Speak on that.
It just doesn't work like that. It's important that you step into the relationship, step into marriage, knowing that it's a long-term commitment. And so, if you expect that you're going to get married and then you're not going to have any issues in terms of temptations, it just doesn't happen that way. Temptations will still be present, but you got to train yourself to look the other way, train yourself to be committed, and that work comes from within.
All right, fellas, you're not ready to get married if you demand sex to be on demand.
You can't press a button and expect to have sex anytime you press that button. You got to learn how to woo your woman. You got to learn your woman's love language. And so it's important that you know that, again, sex is a requirement in the relationship, in the marriage, but when it comes to you wanting it, when you want it, how you want it, where you want it don't happen that way.
But guys think that, though. I said I do. This is mine now. I own you.
Nah, it's not like that. It's not like that. Again, it's about you all coming together and experiencing that intimacy so y'all go to a higher level.
Okay, and finally, gentlemen, you are not ready to get married if you're still married.
Yeah, stop. Come on, fellas. If you're still married, you shouldn't even be going down that route. You're supposed to be stepping into a serious relationship, but if you haven't ended a relationship that you were already in, how can you really say that the person that you're trying to be with is really the one when your attention is divided?
We're not letting the ladies off the hook. No. Hand the mic to your wife really quick.
All right.
We got a list for the ladies, too. Ladies, you are not ready to get married if you're consciously or subconsciously looking for a father figure to fill up that hole in your heart that was left by your daddy.
Yes. Now, this is not a new one. Everybody knows about these daddy issues. I can raise my hand and say I'm one who had daddy issues,
Me too.
Okay?
Dudes can have daddy issues,
yes,
too.
This is certainly not something that people don't know about in our community. But what I will say is this. You have to make sure that you look at those issues and that you embrace them, meaning that you say, hey, I got some work I got to do on myself, because women oftentimes have a lot of anger. They're mad. They don't know who they're mad at. And who is the one who gets the honor of getting all that anger directed towards them?
Him?
Yes.
Poor guy.
It's the new
husband.
It's their man. And he's like, what had happened? I don't know what went down. How did I get this? So you have to be able to do that work so that you don't misdirect that stuff and that you really pay attention to making sure that you're all that you need to be for your partner. Do the work.
All right, next on the list. Ladies, you are not ready to get married if you think sex is a desire, not a need, an option, and not required in marriage.
Yes. Yeah. You want me to speak on that one?
Please do. Break that thing down.
Look, I get all kind of eyes rolling when I talk about this one from the women. But I have to say this, in marriage, there are certain things that are requirements. It is a requirement if you are in a committed, monogamous relationship to be faithful. It's a requirement to be a partner. It's a requirement to be emotionally available. It's a requirement to be a protector. It's also a requirement to give sex, to receive sex, to connect in physically and emotionally. And sex allows you to do that. When you take that off the table, then you are putting your relationship at risk and you're opening the door for someone else to come in and satisfy your partner.
Because we know some ladies out there, you can't, but I can't. If you ain't going to fulfill
look,
my need,
that's right.
I can get somewhere else.
That's right. I'm telling you. So you have to be clear that it's not, he should just be good with that, and everything else I'll do, but I won't do that. You're responsible for all of it, as he is. And all of it is equal. All of it is important. Sex can free you and liberate you in your relationship.
All right.
You just got to do it.
And finally, ladies, you're not ready to get married if You don't know what your needs and expectations are, let alone how to communicate them to somebody else.
Right. So, simply said, we all know what we don't like. We all know how to list them. We can tell you what we don't want, what we have a problem with. But when we're asked, what is it that we need to see that's different? How do we want it to be? What does that look like? We don't know. So how is it that another person can help us and be everything that we want them to be if we don't know? So you have to be able to do some work before you get into marriage so that you can articulate that to your partner so that they can be what you want them to be.
Know what you want, know what you need, right?
Yes, that's right.
All right.
That's
These
right.
are the ma'ats, and these are things you need to know about. If you'd like to see the complete list of their do's and don'ts and things you need to know before you get married, go to their website at blackloveandmarriage.com.